Morning, everyone. Happy weekend. Goodness gracious, I forgot to mute this. 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 There we go. Goodness. That was rather annoying. You have superpowers. Been awake for 7 hours. That sounds like you never went to bed, sir. Morning, Down Under Maker. Well, actually, good evening to you. Good morning to Mike. Good night to Captain. Anybody care to put wagers on whether or not Captain stays awake for this entire stream? We dropped dead at 8. Ooh. So we're gonna work on this beast this morning. But first, before I get distracted and realize it's been 3 hours that's gone by, I need to get stuff printing over here real quick. I think I have all the neon green parts printed for my daughter's Nerf blaster. So I think it's about time to carry on to pink. But we're going to check just to make sure. This thing has some under extrusion on that part. This one too. That's weird. It's just that part. Huh. "17 hours you've been awake." Tell you what, it's been nice. Still been getting up early. Actually sleeping in a little bit for me. Today I woke up at 7:30. And normally I'd be up by 5:30. But which is fine, because I didn't want to start this stream that early anyway. Nobody's really awake, and it really hurts the YouTube numbers when I start streams that early. YouTube's like, holy crap, this guy's really unpopular for the first 2 hours. Shrimp Father, good morning. It's no longer Martin Down Under Maker. He is now 13. Hope he's not actually 13. Seems like he's older than that. Anywho. Captain, you're going to need to get some sleep because we've got some PUBG to play tonight, sir. Yeah. He's seen some things in his short life. I am nearly done with all my parts. This blue to purple is gonna be sweet. So for all you other content creators in chat, how much do y'all hate having to make thumbnails for every video? I feel like I just run out of creativity. Not that I have a whole lot to start with, but I definitely run out of it quickly. Yeah. Right this morning, I'm like, oh, I'll just take a picture of the skirts. All right. Like, oh, they got grills in them. Rappers have grills. Let me go grab a picture of a rapper grill. Holly, how's it going? Oh, have any of my analytics going over here? Analytics, go. All right. That's everything cleared off the printers because I don't want to home a printer into a part again and break a bunch of crap. All right. Prepare. Switch wire. Transfer settings. Switch wire. Tell you what, I feel like I need to hire a full-time person just to remember to change scenes for me. Okay, so for green, all these parts and all these parts. So I need this, this, and this in pink. For me, which one did we just print? No. Yeah, I printed that one. I did. So I need to come over here. I need to print this one. Slice plate. Havoc, how's it going? On the Trident, I've got Undertaker nozzles. On the Trident, I've got an Undertaker nozzle on the Micron. You get to clean the last bits of stuck filament today. New socks are on the way for tonight. Nice. That's a quick turnaround. Did you find them on Amazon or something? Just usually copy, paste a pic of what doing over logo art. Yeah. I try to do something with it. How much I succeed at it, I don't know. Hello, Pig Dog. Pig Dog was mad at us this morning. Yes. I came down, got a shower, cooked breakfast, and didn't let her out of her cage for her to come beg for food. So her and the pup were both sitting in their cages backwards. They're also not happy about having cages. This is a new development. But they keep tearing stuff up and not inexpensive stuff at night and when we're gone. So now they get to go into a dog cage when we leave. Because they cannot be trusted anymore. I don't have any treats out here, girl. Well, I do, but they're gummy bears. You found some on Amazon? Hopefully they fit. Yeah, fingers crossed, man. Fingers crossed. All right. Let's get this one printing. Upload and print. Go back over here to prepare. Switch this to... What do you think the chances are that this fits on a micron frame? A micron bed. For those of you that guessed 0, you were right. She's not a puppy. This girl was born in 2019. She just turned 6 a couple of weeks ago. I think part of it is they're upset because the girls are gone. All right. So, chances I can move this over here and this over here and get this to arrange. Those chances are 0. Edit, undo. Okay. Chances that I can do this myself. All right. That over there. This over here. Goodness gracious, stop it. Put this there. Don't know how those got over there. This one needs supports, I think. Support. That needs supports. And that one needs supports. Splice. That ain't gonna work. Prepare. Move that down. Up there. Up there. Slice. How's that look? Just drop the render of what you're thinking for a new workshop interior, and all right, we're gonna go check that out as soon as I get this plate sent off to print. Any big changes to have those effects? Yeah. The puppy was having to go into a cage before the girls left, though. I hate that when you minimize the YouTube app closes when you have chat open. That's weird. All right. So this looks about right. Let's move this a little bit. No. All right, that looks good now. All right, let's bust out some pink. Is that a good thing or a bad thing, Captain? All right, let me pull up Discord. Minimize that. Go over here to the Discord. There's a render of the new shop. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. Captain, if you're going to put printers on those shelves, I would change the spacing on those. Also, I need the technology that you're using to levitate your table. It's going to make mine moving a lot easier. You're not ready? Tell them change of address and give them mine. No, but seriously, that looks like a pretty awesome setup. I'm loving the rep racks back there. My concern from a guy who has a tendency to put stuff on walls and then had to move everything off of said walls because climbing up chairs to get on top of a workbench to get stuff down was no longer an option. Is that going to be too high to get your filament down from? I don't know what you plan on doing your clearance as underneath of your workbench, Captain. But maybe consider this option. So let me so these are the carts from IKEA. And with they come with, they're 3 layers. They're on wheels, and the top of filament is just about 34.5. So if you had the clearance underneath of your if you had a workbench that was set at, I don't know, if you're planning on standing at it, 40 inches. If you're planning on sitting at it, depending on how it is, if you've got 36 inches underneath of it, you could get those, have your filament on it, and then they just roll underneath of your workbench, and then you just pull them out because they're on wheels. And underneath of a normal, like 6-foot table, you could put, depending on whether or not you keep your stuff in bags or not. So 3 of them. You could fit 6 of them underneath of a 6-foot workbench with the legs and everything. And you can fit 6 spools per shelf. So 3 times 6 is 18 times 6. What is that? Like 90 rolls of filament or something like that underneath of your workbench. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously, if you're going to have like a display or whatnot, that's a different story. Like I know Joel has his display. And I mean, pretty much everybody has a display of filament in the background of their thing somehow. I don't, because I am an unprofessional 3D printing YouTuber. We found out how much I bench you, by the way. .42's counter height. Yeah, but it depends on whether or not you plan on sitting or standing at your bench. So, and it also depends on how well, it depends on a lot of things. So the workbench that I normally work off of over here is at 40 inches from the ground, which is a good height for a workbench. I made this one so that if I put casters on it, if I put like a a 3-inch caster on there, it's going to give me about 36 to 37 inches. But I want to be able to get to like the top of printers and stuff. And I'm a short dude. If I was 6 foot tall, that'd be a different story, but I am not 6 foot tall. Uh, 5 minutes, 50 seconds is what I bench you currently, Captain. I realize that realistically they're amateur numbers, but we're going to get them higher. We're going to work harder. We're going to get faster. Tall workbenches are your jam. So yeah, I'd put it at 42 or 40. even if I was 8 inches taller, I think this would still be a stretch at 40 inches for working on top of a bigger printer. Wish I was a little bit taller. Wish I was a baller. Wish I had a girl look good I'd call. Had a rabbit in a hat and a bat and a 6-form Paula. $1990 was a different time for rap, I tell you. My favorite thing, Havoc, tell me if you share this in common with me, is messing with tall people. All right? Because really tall people, their whole identity is built on the fact that they are tall. And there was a guy that I worked with. His name was Jerry. And he's one of those guys. He's tall, and you know his whole identity is built on the fact that he is tall. And so he's like, I don't know, he's probably about 6'2", somewhere between 6 foot and 6'2". And he liked to make fun of me because I was short. I'm like, one day, I'm like, Jerry, you are not taller than me, man. You're not. I'm like, here, stand back to back with me, Jerry. I'm like, Mike, who's taller? To one of the other guys working in the area. He goes, I don't know. Jerry, I think he's got you by about an inch. And Jerry fucking lost his shit. He was out here like getting other people like seriously trying to like. He's like, nah, he ain't taller than me. Like, I am clearly shorter than you, but you have to have that reassurance that you are in fact tall. So much that you keep bringing other people into this situation who clearly find this ridiculous. And then another time, I had an associate on my line that I was running, and Jerry was another team leader. Jerry comes over to my line and says something about me being short in front of my two associates. And one associate goes, Jerry, I don't know what you're talking about. He's a bigger man than you'll ever be. Oh my God, he got so angry he couldn't even speak and just like turned and walked off pissed. I like messing with tall people. As tall as the bottom of your elbows. Well, this 40-inch workbench is perfect for that. That's probably great for woodworking. But woodworkers probably aren't putting something that they've got to work on top of with an electronics bay up on top of their workbench. So it depends on what you're working on, right? I've been in some cabinet maker shops, and cabinet maker workbenches are real low because they're putting a 40-inch cabinet on top of it and needing to work on the top of the thing, you know? Zybertech, that seems about right. This bench is probably pushing the limit on that. Once the casters get on the bottom of it, it'll be a different story, though. All right. Let's get some... This is true. Jerry was a good guy. Jerry was a good guy. There was nothing wrong with Jerry. We just liked messing with him since he liked messing with me. all my coworkers made fun of me for being short. Now I moved back to a department where a lot of the guys are built like me, short, stocky. There's some taller guys, but in general, the taller guys don't make it. I don't know. I don't know why. That just happens to be the way it turns out. All right. We've got the other half of the stock for mine printing out over there. We're going to get a higher plate of all the pink pieces for my daughter's printing. This should probably be a nice long print. Oh, now you're the short guy, Cybertech. Dan's almost a full foot taller than you. I think I did hear him say one thing that he was pretty tall. But he doesn't seem to be a guy that builds his identity around it. You know what I mean? All right, upload and print on the Trident. And I can't fit the stocks down there, so once that finishes, I'll grab the black out of there, print the stocks for my daughters in there, and then print the last piece for mine over there. Hopefully I have enough of this filament to do it. Anyway. No, I don't want to. Martin, what'd you put in here? Went ahead and got this yesterday when he released it. Last 2 items I purchased something through printables. It was him or Dom. I get denied, then I get an email to call a hotline, then it asks for verifications, and then it'll let me purchase. I usually get irritated when pike bolt action. All right, let's take a look at this. Bolt action blaster that uses Nightingale magazines. Oh, we were just talking about a bolt action show off video. Here we go.
Hello there, welcome to the release video for the Pike, which shoots extremely hot. Yeah, obviously inspired by the Smiley by shotgun with a heat pack with this and yeah, I've talked to my Shrub, they're okay releasing this. I like pretty early on the development process of this thing. I just asked, is this okay? They said yes, so here it is. I waited a little bit, totally not out of laziness or getting distracted. But yeah, now that the Smiley is ebbed down a little bit, so it's not completely fresh anymore. I think I can release this with good conscience. Yeah. What about this Smiley S? I just copied part of the bolt mechanism that just restrains this in these positions. So cut out and surround it and pin through that. That is about it. The rest is just string. All string. The shape it has led to it being quite long, of course. The nose is very long. And there's quite a lot of string there and more like power stroke for the string. So it's about 30 centimeters long. Which is also pretty high performance. So 140, this specific one hits 145, but I think I tickled all it has out of it, so there's not much room for improvement on this specific model. But yeah, I think 140 is a good number for a stringer. That's incredibly like the more impact there has 100. So you can outrange all these other stringers with that. So if you do a string only game or something, or just bring it to PC, it's totally going to serve well there. It's a little bit picky about darts. I'm using work agent freeze and darts and nitro shots. They all work really well, but of course, like slightly longer darts are always going to form pretty bad in the nightingale mag. So, for example, these two, like there's a X-shot dart and this little dart. They're slightly longer. They're like 38 millimeters, and work engines are just a bit shorter. That's, I don't know, due to the nightingale mag thing they added when they just designed the nightingale. So longer darts now I'm going to need as well out of this.
Oh, is this what that big drum mag is for, Shrimp Father?
Top and reload. That's going to like angle the dart down and push it into the resting space back here. But other than that, it's fine. You can reload really fast. I don't know if you can with madman. I certainly can with my hand. Maybe you can, but I doubt it because the stroke is very long. You've got good rail space, top and below, which you can of course use to scour my printables free section for attachments. Just, I don't know, maybe looks good. You want it. But yeah. As for the last time, I said I didn't like how the mag released. I've since fixed that. It's now a gravity drop by just hitting that little lever there. And all works really nicely. For priming,
that's pretty sweet. I am completely astounded at how large the world of 3D printed Nerf blasters truly is. I had no idea. Like, I knew that there was, like the Talon and the Slab and that whatnot. But holy cow. The community around 3D printed Nerf blasters is like bigger than the community around Voron printers. It's quite impressive. All right. Time for some disassembly. Let's get some drivers. I'm going to go ahead and hide this camera because I feel like it serves no purpose. Most of the time you're going to be staring at my back. If you're not staring at my back, I'm going to be facing this camera anyway. All right. So we gotta pretty much take this entire thing apart. I just threw a screw in the parts bin jar. Now I don't know where it went. This is good. There it is. All right. So lots to do on this. Where'd my chat go? There's my chat. Backside. All right. So the skirts that are going on here are they're cheese grater skirts. They look like the skirts on the Trident, but just for the 2.4. Cheese grater stealth skirts. I think at some point here, I'm going to need to just sort this hardware. Normally, I throw all the hardware in it as I disassemble something and then work out of it as I put it back together. But there's getting to be a lot of screws in this bin. Now this electronics bay is an absolute rat's nest. You guys want to see the worst cable management underneath of a printer ever? Rat's nest. I won't even say it's the worst cable management. Because that would imply that there was cable management, and there is not. There is, in fact, no cables being managed. Oh, that's not good. Settings, box turtle. Move. Settings. FC. Sure. 25. Sure. Lane move. 25. Move. Back. Sensors. Refresh. Tool start is made now. Excellent. Extrude. Extrude 25. Sensors. Refresh. Resume. Extrude. And move. And 150. Back. All right, there we go. All right. What's the command for setting a box turtle lane to load it? Oh, and Orca Slicer you talking about, Mike? Is that what you're talking about? Okay. I'll show you here in 1 second. Let me bring up box turtle. Private. Set lane work. Oh my lord. The bypass is not freaking. Is this going to work if I just hit print? No, it is not. AFC eject. Sometimes recovering this box turtle when it fails to load filament is such a pain in the butt. Like this, if this had happened like this when I was in the middle of a print, I would have lost that entire print. All right, let's try this again once more with feeling, folks. What the heck is all over my nozzle? temperature, PLA. All right. All right, Mike. Let's go over here to Orca Slicer. So you go into your printer, and if you go into set printable area, you can load a model file for the bed itself, which I have like each one set for the printer kind of, and then you can load a texture for the print bed surface. So just get a graphic of, you know, your logo or whatnot that's square, and then you just load that in for where it says texture. And if you've got Vorons, there's bed models available. They're STLs. Like this is the Trident bed model, and then over here we've got the 2.4. We've got the switchwire bed model. And then over here, we've got the V0 bed model, which you can't see. But it's the bed model for that. Then you just put the picture in there. Damascus Everglades, how's it going? Happy. Good morning. I am absolutely loving that, dude. Thank you so much. If anybody would like to get custom panels made by Happy, and the voodoo that he did for that, he does laser engraving and then that voodoo there. Hit him up on Discord. He's in the Projects in Dad's Garage Discord server. Link in the description. All right, let's go back over here so stuff doesn't look so funky. All right, then go back over here and print this again. Yeah, dude, I love it. It's like the capstone on the whole thing, man. Back to work. All right, this can come off. So do you guys want a screw sorting stream while I go through and sort all this stuff? Or is it a do that in your own time kind of thing? We're going to be getting rid of the G-code buttons on the front of this, so they'll be coming out. That'll be one less thing to wire manage. Oh, look, there's dead bugs in here, too. Big giant mosquito. Yummy. Tipsy Y, thank you for the subscribe. Captain, you're going to eat here and then you're going to pass out. That's what's going to happen. All right. That has heat sets I need to take out of it. Mad Max TC. I've not heard of this. What is it? You're wide awake now, Captain. I'm awake. Famous last words of every person who fell asleep 5 seconds later ever. Oh, I have not. I've not built any tool changers. We're building it for Earth. I wish I was going to Earth. What's the date for that? Can't remember if it's at like the very beginning of September or not. I wish I could go to Earth too. But last to go to Earth, I need sponsor money. I would need somebody to pay my way there. I don't see that happening. It's only about 8 hours. It's not bad. It's just far enough that it's not doable as a day trip. They're about the same. They're just take 2 different ways there. The cool thing about Earth is it's one of those events that I could go visit my son when I went, because he's right there in South Jersey. Your cereal request video. That's a good video to have. All right, what do we got? Let's try to make some sense out of this. Okay. USB. That's HDMI. There's our screen. HDMI 5 version 1.1, which there was no mount for with the new, whatchamacallit. Yeah, I'll be in Philly next year. That's 3 hours of drive for you. Ooh. Putting together everything for Stealth Changer mod for your 350. You worry that once you have a top hat, you won't be able to tilt it back to access electronics. Yeah, I wish the 2.4 had side mount thing. Somebody made an electronics drawer thing for the 2.4. I've only seen it a few times though. Yeah, exactly, Happy. Somebody put a drawer slide thing. Now I really need something to catch the poops in the bottom of the Trident. I don't want them to mess up my lovely logo down there. Yeah, it might be a tight fit, Damascus. Really? That's pretty sweet. Gerari drawers. I know he did a system for the whatchamacallit. Alright. Unplug our LEDs. Oh, they're tied right into the power supply. Yeah, it's a sweet panel. That's the Trident is very much my what is it? Magnum opus, is that what it's called? It's my printer that is really the coolest to look at. So Happy's panel is definitely going to get a lot of attention that way. I think I'm going to sort screws during the Lee Marie 3D stream later. I think that's the plan. All right. Though I do have some housework to attend to at that point as well, so who knows. All right, let's take this off. Then walk around and see how this is attached to the 5-volt power supply. So I've got a powered USB hub in the bottom of this thing. One, because I had too many things to be able to plug them all into the Pi. And two, because I was having some power issues with it. So, at some point in the near future here, we're going to have a PC building stream. Captain's going to come on and help me build a PC. Of course. Well, I'm just going to snip these for the purpose of right now. Whether or not I ever go back and change these splices, I don't know. All right. Anybody want a skirt with a whole bunch of G-code buttons in it? It'll be my first time building one. I've watched a bunch of Linus Tech Tip videos over the years, but this will be my first time doing it myself, so having somebody to yell at me and tell me I'm doing it wrong will be helpful, I'm sure. You getting a panel from Happy for your Pandora's box, Havoc? Oh, you made one for Dan? And you're inheriting it, I take it? You haven't gone to look at it yet. You gotta go look at it. A whole lot of plastic carts getting thrown in the trash. Just put it straight to work. Brought it home. Like, welcome to your new home. Now get in the shop and get to work. That's not too bad for cleaning that up. I'm surprised you managed to actually get that recovered. Honestly, when I looked at that little hot end, I'm like, man, this is one delicate looking hot end. So I'm glad you managed to get that all taken care of and didn't lose the hot end in the whole situation. You haven't tested it yet? Yeah, I imagine it took lots of patience. I don't know if you want Dan's logo on your thing or not. You might have to get with Happy to get yourself another custom one made with your stuff on there. Brad, hello, sir. How are you this morning? I do need to flip this switch over because it's upside down when I put this back together. You don't have a logo yet. I'm not gonna lie, I used AI to make mine. And then used the AI to modify it. Finally got a day off. Sounds like a good way to spend it. Do a little something for the fam, do a little something for yourself. I might just leave all this just the way it is for right this second till I'm ready to put it into the new one. So I didn't get an answer. Does anybody want G-code buttons? The logos are for load, unload, home, e-stop, Voron logo thing that I just use for the lights, and preheat the bed. Send you that with all the PCBs and LEDs already made and set up. There's the buttons. You just got to wire it in. If you've got a 2.4 350 and you would like it, let me know by the end of stream. I still got you on the wrong damn thing, don't I? I do. Havoc, have you tried using AI image generation tools to make a logo? If you're not creative, which I am not, it's not a bad way to go about it. I just kind of gave it some general information and told it to make me a logo, and then told it what I wanted it to change, and it just went about changing that stuff for me. I mean, if you don't like what it kicks out, you can always change it later or not use it at all. I mean, you don't need a screen if you don't want one. I still use the screen, but they're just shortcut buttons. I could just walk over, hit the button, and it would switch my LEDs to the like just generic what they sit at when it's just running, or it would home the printer for me. Or the e-stop one had a bit of a lag to it though. I don't know why. So that wasn't a fantastic one. You'd hit it and it'd take a few seconds before it would do whatever. Oh yeah, if you've got somebody that can do it, then absolutely. I have had nobody that could do it. All right. Find our parts over here. Okay, that one. And this one. We need to take this apart and rebuild it into this. Let's move some things over here. Feel a little cluttered. Feel a little cluttered. Let's see if she loves me. Oh. So this stream series is brought to you by Polymaker. They have sponsored the PPS-CF that we're using for the 2.4 gantry on this build. If you would like to pick up some Polymaker filament for yourself, some PPS-CF or one of their other many materials in many and more colors, there's a link in the description for an affiliate link. All right, plug in the soldering iron, take out some heat sets. PTF cord and that umbilical are fighting one another over there. All right. I could be using new fracks for this. I feel like that's probably better at putting heat sets in than taking them out. So guys, if you haven't done so already, I would appreciate a like on the video. If you haven't gotten subscribed already, do so. All these things do a lot to help out a channel. Link to the Discord is in the description if you would like to join that. Or you can get notifications for streams. Chat about all sorts of random things. I mean, I should be what? Using the fracks? Yeah, I probably should. I still haven't gotten to use it yet. I'm really excited to. There's going to be plenty of times to use that, I can assure you. All right, so let's screw this together. No, everything about the Z drives in them themselves is the same, just a different housing. So yesterday, after the morning stream, I went down, and the old lady went down to the Columbus Zoo. Walked around there for a little while. We have a membership down there, so it's always a nice way to spend a couple hours. Nice thing about a membership is you don't feel bad if you didn't make your way through the entire thing. You don't feel like you wasted your money because you can always come back another time. Especially when health conditions dictate that spending an entire day walking around the zoo is no longer an option. And then we went over to a store called Second Uses. And managed to find, so I've been looking for a step ladder for a while. And I've been using a little 6-foot wooden ladder forever. I've just been looking for a little light step ladder. But they're so expensive. Just a little 3-step ones, normally like $50 to $60. I found this thing in the Second Use store. It's like a thrift store. They had a bunch of tools and stuff too. But it's a little 4-step. Top 2 are nice and big. 29 bucks. Gorilla ladders. Apparently it's a brand that's carried at Home Depot. So that was pretty awesome. All right, let's get this over here. Let's get out some parts down here. This is trash. This I think we might have to clean up some of the interface layers on the supports on these. How are we looking on time? All right. No Jeremy and Keela stream here at noon. Doom Cube Stealth Changer. That sounds cool. The foreign bot one, is that the one you're talking about? I saw a video for it this morning. Why is it YGK or whatnot? Had an interview with the guy from FormBot, designer, that printer, whatever. Sounds like it's still not an actual working printer yet. Anybody see Zach Freeman's video yesterday on that Nerf blaster he designed? I posted up a link to it in Discord. That's a pretty sweet looking Nerf blaster. Yeah, they're watching us. I don't ever have interface layers stick to ABS like I do on PLA. FormBot wants to send me one. I'll be happy to build one. Check it out. All right. Let's come over here. This is trash. This needs to go out to the trash. We're going to put that on the futon for right this second. This is a Nerf blaster part. It needs to go over here. That's the 5th version of the one that Canuck Creator and ModBot 3 toolhead. Huh? What are you talking about? I'm lost. All right. This is toolhead board. That's rods for the toolhead. This is a screen. What is this? Metal rods. What did I need 5mm by 100 stainless steel rods for? This is aluminum tubing. This is metal rods. I don't remember. Orbiter 2 filament sensor. Nozzle wipes. That's the back panel. That's back. Side. Back. Side. Side. Screen. Another side. 2 more sides. How did I get 3 fan things printed? Screwed up somewhere. Side. Side. 4 side fan things printed. I obviously lost track of what I was doing at some point, folks. These are for the drives. This is for the drives. Okay. It's for the motors. Motors. Okay. So that's gonna go there. All right, so we need to take this apart. Let me unplug this soldering iron over here. You know, I've seen so many people show interest in building that giant printer that Nero just built, a giant Tech printer. I wonder how many people have ordered that because of those videos. Is this the right size screw? It's insanely huge, yeah. All right. Let's get a lever. Put the lever under here. Robin, how's it going today? All right. Lock that out for the correct tension and give this an old snug down. Get the Z-drive belt back through here. No. So in the background, we have a Boron Trident. That's the orange one printing over there with a box turtle. We've got Doom Cube Micron down there at the bottom. It's the white and purple one. We've got a V0. That's the one to the right of the Micron. Next to the Micron is a Night Owl that we still have to set up. And we've got a CR10 up there on that shelf above the V0. The 2.4 goes in the missing spot. And then we got a switch wire with an ERCF. Yep. Don't get me wrong, I'd build one and they sent it to me. I'd absolutely build one if they sent it to me. I wasn't really making a statement about the printer one way or the other. Honestly, I was just saying how many people I've noticed saying they've wanted to build one and wondering how many people have actually done it. All right. So this goes there. So we need some heat sets in there. All right, let's clean this up. Let's get our trash can out. Trash, 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 trash. Need that. Need that. This is trash. All these parts are trash. All right. All right, guys. I'm going to run to the restroom real quick, and I'll be right back. While I'm gone, please enjoy video of printers printing. I'll be back. Yeah, Brad, the ERCF I had running real well. Then there was a change to Happy Hair software. And now it loads too much, pushes out too much filament when it first loads. So I've been trying to get that dialed in. I think I might have it. I don't know. All right. But yeah, I'm up at tens of thousands of filament swaps on the thing. It works. It works. We're going to be putting a new one on the switch wire we've got coming up here shortly. All right, let's put some heat sets over here in our fracks. And let's get some parts that we know we need heat sets into. Not that. This one. This one. Not that. These two. This and this. Let's plug this in. Let that heat up. Happy hair, yeah. No, I've adjusted that. I don't know what it's doing because it'll work perfect for filament swaps when you're printing. It's just the initial load. I have to get on there and talk to some people, and I'm sure we can get it figured out. All right. First time using the fracks. Shout out to Fabrico for sending this one over. And Turtle Crawler for creating it. Oh, isn't that lovely? That's lovely. If you would like to get one of these, you can hop over to Fabrico's website and pick one up yourself. I even put the little Fabrico logo on the top of the thing. This is my first experience with the Gridfinity stuff too. That's pretty cool. I like that. You almost had the wife convinced to get a resin printer. Hector is a good dude. Trying to get him to get the CHC XL hot ends so I can try one of those out on the Trident since we ran out of flow on there. And I don't have the budget for a tube. Fabrico gets almost as much as your ex-wife. Oh my God. Penguin, how's it going? I can't wait till we get a user named Batman Makers, and then we can watch Penguin and Batman battle it out in the comments. We're asking for verification for printer parts. All right. There's that. Let's get some screws. Put that over here. Get one of these. Feel like black would look better on the front of this. Let's see what we got in black. So it does get a little hot and a little cold. It's 83 out here right now. I've got a portable air conditioner unit out here. I'm also blowing blowing cool air from the house out here. And then I've got 2 heaters out here for in the winter. I need to finish putting, oh wait, does this go the other way? This might go the other way. No? Definitely goes that way. Okay. There we go. Let's bring it around and you can see how that's looking. Yeah, I don't use my front door very much either. My side door gets used. I think chances are that the frax reaches up there. That's a negative. Because I need 2 heat sets in there. Ugh. Dun, 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 dun. Well, now we know for the next one to put heat sets in there. Your wife laid claim to the garage when you moved in, Havoc? That's rough. Yeah, there you go, Havoc. Like, listen, hon, we move my printer stuff out there and we get to spend more time together. All right. There's no way that this is going to work with that. So I think we're just going to go like that. Nothing wrong with using the loft and spare bedroom. I'm assuming that's air conditioned. All right. Put a couple threads on this. Insert some screws. There's that. Oh, love it, Captain. Gonna take over the basement. That works. All right, what's everybody's thoughts on our skirts? I gotta get a drink. Oh no. I'm out of red Solo cups. Havoc, I'm with you on that one. All right, now I have a real concern. Oh, good. I was like, I don't know if I have a ribbon cable long enough, but I definitely have a ribbon cable long enough. For this screen. I'm really hoping this screen works. Just like a generic screen off of Amazon. That goes in there. Means I need to put this ribbon cable on first. Ribbon cable that just sat somewhere and I lost it that quickly. Okay, there it is. Feed it through, feed it through. Just on this side. I don't have a Pi 2. I have a Big Tree Tech CB1 in the Micron. I've had no issues with it. I had a CB1 in my previous Ender 3 and had no problem with it. I have a Pi 1.2 that's running the CR10 and I have no issues with that either. I know some people have, and whether or not the CB1 has issues when I go ahead and do the Night Owl on there and add that into the mix. And if I add a camera, who knows? All right, so here's our screen. Now, just because I've not had any issues doesn't mean you won't. And also, as I said, I've not used the Big Tree Tech Pi 2, but it sounds like it's better. And like I said, other people have had issues, so it's often hard to tell. All right. It was the Nighthawk that was bad. Yeah, 24-volt Pi is appealing. Just whether or not it's got onboard buck converter that's good enough to give it enough 5-volt juice for whatever you plug into it. Like, we just had to add a standalone 5-volt power supply to the Trident over here. No. Because the 5-volt power from the Leviathan board wasn't enough. I was getting disconnect issues. You know, now that we speak of this, I wonder if that's my issue on the V0. I wonder if getting a Big Tree Tech Pi 2 would solve the issues I have over there, because it pulls its 5-volt power off of one of the boards for the Pi. In my experience, Brad, it works all right if you got 1, 2 things plugged into it, but if you got more than that, you need it needs its own power supply. Nine pin. Yeah, I don't have any 9-pin stuff. Oh, yay! This is done. Now that I got all my printers running, we're humming right along on these blaster parts. So here we go with the screen installed. Let's see if we can't get the rest of these front skirts installed before it's time to call it and go over to watch Jeremy and Keela. All right, let's get this off. Get this taken apart. I so cannot wait until the camera setup's all on that one bench over there. Is 9-pin, I don't have any 9-pin things, so I'm assuming that's not a standard of any sort. I'm not sure. All right. Well, that's interesting. Put heat sets in the wrong one. No matter. It's going to need heat sets in it anyway. All right, there we go. So, guys, as we're getting close to wrapping this up today, if you haven't already, don't forget, go down to the little like button right below the video and just give that an old taparoo. Goes a long way to helping things out. Tonight at the 9 Eastern, Captain, we're going to be I'm going to be over on Captain's Stand Up to Cancer charity stream playing some PUBG. If you are a maker, which why are you here if you're not? 7 Eastern. Okay. Why are you here if you're not a maker? Even if you're just a maker at heart, I think Captain's going to be opening that up to folks for other makers to jump on and play as well. Is that the plan, Captain? Do I have that correct? Oh, yeah, you know what? I did have to order the cable for the Micron from Adafruit because it was the only place that had them. Now you say that, Brad, I do remember that now. All right. This time, let's go about this a little different. Let's go ahead and thread this on up through before we put this on. And then we can drop this down through here. And that was infinitely easier. infinitely easier. Everyone is welcome. All right, good. I didn't want to say something and be wrong, especially when it's not my party. So if you're not busy, even if you don't want to play, you just want to hang out and chat, help support a good cause. Even if you don't have funds to donate, still come, hang out and chat. Activity drives activity, and if there's people there talking, people there chatting, it's good for the algorithm. YouTube promotes it out. People stay longer. And that might lead to other people being able to donate. How are we doing over here? All right. So another part for Zeal Blaster. Martin, there's a lot more to print on this thing. Hey, Brad, we're happy to have you here. Otherwise, I'm just a crazy guy talking to himself in his garage. And people show up and put you in coats and lock you away in rooms for that. Steven! Long time no see, bud. How's the new job going? All right, we're gonna unload this. Kegel, how's it going? Google? How popular got to be that Google shows up in chat? You smell like snickerdoodles. Oh, Steven, you're going to be getting chased all over the grocery store by fat women. Self-indulging in conversation. So I used to have a t-shirt when I was in 6th, 7th grade. It said, of course I talk to myself. I desire intelligent conversation. I got asked not to wear it back to school. Google, I am not sure what you are putting in chat. It's not translating it on my end. But glad to have you here. You have that shirt somewhere? Yeah. And then I had another one. It said, of course I'm not busy. I did it right the first time. Because I used to get yelled at in class for just being sitting there not doing anything when I was already done at all the work they assigned. Prop dude, how's it going? Welcome to chat. Sorry I missed you there. Good to have you. All sorts of new people today. While you're here, so you don't lose us in future, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button? We're here almost every single day at current doing these things, working on printers, having lots of fun. Let's unload this. Yeah. It's been good. It's been good. I talk to myself when I need expert advice. Excellent. Yeah, I just threw away a sarcasm shirt. I can't remember what it was. It was like sarcasm, one of my many talents or something. Then I got another shirt. It's like National Sarcasm Society. We don't need your support or something like that. Oh, awesome. Yeah, hopefully I can make some of Jerry's stream today. I got a couple things to do, but I'm really hoping I can make it over there for a bit. Even if it's just a hop on for, you know, half hour or something. It's really cool getting to see what other people in the hobby are doing. It gives me ideas. Every time I'm on there and somebody brought up maker chips, it re-inspired me to try to get through my maker chip thing, which I finally did. I got the filament ordered last month, so I need to reprint with the new colors for my maker chips. But yeah, it's fun getting to see what everybody does. Zach doing all his crazy stuff, all the prop stuff, cosplay, everything. It's really a good time over there. Yeah. If at first you don't succeed, try a bigger hammer. All right. Let's move this so it starts heating up again. This iron does heat up incredibly fast. I love this thing. First you don't succeed, use a bigger 4x4. All right. Now we can unplug this. Go over here, unload this filament. I know, I'm getting distracted. What is going on? Do not unload. You didn't, you bastard. No. I'll unload you manually. There we go. I really need to get this printer going so I can start printing drawers and from Gerari and the was it maker board or can't remember what it's called, little hex panel stuff for the whatchamacallit over there. I've been trying to find a good light to put on this workbench. I've not found a good option for that yet. If anybody has any suggestions for a light that I can mount to that 2020 extrusion up at the top or something that just points down. I don't want light shining in my eyes. Send me a link on Discord. Just you can post it up in the cool shit channel. On my Discord. If all else fails, stop using all else. So I went through my closet 2 days ago. I had a giant bag of shirts in the back of the car that I need to drop off at Salvation Army. I found a whole bunch of shirts in there I forgot about. JPP, how's it going? All right. All right. Let's see, what do we got going over here? One. There's another one. There's another one. All right, let's get this motor unmounted. Oh, I don't need those screws. I got them right here. 1, 2. I've decided I'm not going to clean this wiring mess up. We're just going to leave it as is. I don't have the time nor the energy to deal with that. I think we're going to go about this a little different, maybe. Is that going to make it easier or harder? That's going to make it harder. All right. Does anybody got anything good planned for the weekend? Hoity, glad you got some rest, sir. I'm not doing an under 5 conversion. I don't have an under 5. Closest thing I have to an ender is the CR10 over there. Oh, JPP? Okay, that makes sense. I think I would have changed my server from Proxmox over the TrueNAS scale. Because currently it's sitting doing nothing because I don't know how to use Proxmox. And it seems like TrueNAS scale would at least function as a NAS at the very least. Unraid costs money, Steven. I don't know how, Poity. Unraid is pretty cool though, because then you can add whatever drive you want. 4 drives is what I'd have. So currently I have 2 4 terabyte SATA drives, and then I have a 2 terabyte portable hard drive and a 1 terabyte portable hard drive that I just plug in via USB. There's a free version. You have to send me a link. All right, let's get this on here. It's not anywhere near in the right spot. What's that? Seems like it's kind of close. No, needs to go over more. All right, we got that. Unrated is pricey for me. My NAS has RAID 5 with 40 terabytes of space. Proxmox was on the calls plan was upgrading from 8 to 9. I need to learn all the NASA network. So house, yeah. Finally got upgraded to PVE 9 this morning. Are we talking about Steve builds, or is there a Steven that I don't know? Mercury 1 conversions, JPP? You guys are talking about Steven Marchado. All right. You were thinking of Steve builds. Yeah. Steve's a great dude. He is very much the Bob Ross of printer building. That is for certain. But in no way am I trying to be another Steve Builds over here. There can be only one Steve Builds. Ugga Dugga and staring happy little trees. Yeah. I got a chance to sit down and talk to Steve Builds for the Makers Making podcast. It's up on the channel. It was uploaded same weekend as Rocky Mountain last year. So if you're so inclined, you can go check that out. It's under podcast playlist on the channel. That's 6mm. That's why that's not reaching. We do talk about printers a little bit, but we talk about a lot of other stuff on there. So it's definitely a good watch. I think that's looking pretty good. Uh, whoop. Right into the camera. So I'm pretty happy with how that's turning out. And that's looking pretty good. Dun, dun. How do I, let's see. Okay, so content. Customization. It does not give me the option. I was going to raid you guys over to the Lee Murray 3D stream. But I cannot. So, we'll just go through the normal YouTuber ending stuff, and then I'll set you all free to go over watch Lee Murray 3D. Link in the description for the Discord if you haven't joined. There's a like button down there. Hit that. There's links in there to support the channel. If you're so inclined. Thanks again to Polymaker for supporting this build series. Really appreciate it. Thanks to y'all for showing up, hanging out, talking, chatting, supporting me in this endeavor so that I'm not out here bored out of my mind building this in quiet or talking to myself. Y'all have a great weekend. We'll be back again tomorrow morning. Working on the same project. Have a good one, y'all. Later.